Hey everyone, I have some really good news regarding my acromegaly and the 6-week labs that I had done. Unfortunately, I also had some concerning stuff show up in those labs, but we've got a plan of action and I'm going to kind of go over that with you here shortly. But before we get there, let's get into those labs. So one of the best things to see coming back from my labs was that my IGF-1 hormone is now within normal ranges, and that means that my surgery was successful and I'm now in remission. This is exactly why we had the surgery done, and it's great to see those results in my blood work. The other two good things that we saw in my blood work were my vitamin D and my triglycerides. My vitamin D seems to be acting more normal, and the amount that I was supplementing before may not be necessary. So through the guidance of my endocrinologist, we've cut back on that supplement, and I'm now only taking 10,000 IUs every other day. We'll continue to monitor that going forward, and if I can wean back even more, that'd be great. And with my triglycerides, I was really pleased to see that that was also into a normal, healthy range. Now, with the good stuff being covered, let's move on to where I am at currently and some of the negative things that I saw from the lab work. Now, before surgery, my cholesterol was high, and unfortunately it is still high after surgery as well. I'm not too concerned about this though, because as I get back into losing more weight again, this should kind of resolve itself. The number that I am more concerned about is my insulin. When we tested my insulin, it was still above the normal range. I met with my endocrinologist down here in Evansville, Indiana, and he says that unfortunately this is showing that I have insulin resistance. For those of you that don't know, insulin resistance is when your body's cells don't properly respond to the hormone insulin. There are two main things that led to the development of this for me. One was my acromegaly. The high levels of growth hormone have been associated with increased insulin resistance. And the other thing is my excess adipose tissue. So now that I'm in remission from my acromegaly, what do we do to solve this insulin resistance problem? And that's what I'm working with my endocrinologist to figure out. We talked it over at my appointment about 2 weeks ago, and we came up with a plan. And that plan was fasting. The idea is that by not eating, we're gonna keep my insulin at a lower level for longer, and this should help my body use up that excess insulin that's floating around. There are also many other benefits to fasting that should improve my situation, and there have been studies showing that by doing prolonged fasts, you can improve your insulin resistance. So we came up with a plan to do 2 prolonged fasts, 5 days long each, with a 2-day eating window in between. And after the 5-day fasts are complete, I'm going to switch to doing 2-day fasts with 1 day of eating in between. I'm going to do this for about a month, and then at the end of the month, I'm going to go in and test my insulin again, and we'll see where the levels are at and if I can transition back to doing a more normal regimen of eating. As of right now, I've already completed my first 5-day fast, and I saw a lot of improvement within that time period. I've done fasts like this in the past, but I feel like my body responded completely differently for this first 5-day fast that I did. It's so weird because after going through surgery, I feel like I'm living in a completely different body. And it felt similar when I had my parathyroid tumor removed. These surgeries are so life-changing, and it just boggles my mind that I was living with that thing in my head for who knows how long, causing how many different issues. Anyway, that first fast went really well, and I actually ended up losing, I think like 5 or 6 pounds. Just one more added benefit of doing these fasts is that extreme amount of weight loss. I actually think I feel myself physically losing the weight, which is just an amazing feeling in itself. On top of that, I love that I'm out of the 500 range, and I don't believe I will ever be there again. I'm currently at the end of my second 5-day fast, and so I'll be weighing in tomorrow and including that at the end of this video for you, just so you can see where I'm currently at in weight. This second fast definitely wasn't as easy as the first one. This one was a bit rougher with some more emotional mood swings going on, where I just had a lot of low points, and then my hunger seemed to be a lot worse as well. So I'm really glad to be at the end of these 5 days and be transitioning into the 2 days here pretty soon. And don't worry, I'm approaching these fasts as safely as possible. I'm in constant communication with my endocrinologist through the patient portal, and I'm also tracking both my glucose and my ketones throughout the entire fast with a blood monitor. So that's the plan. That's what we're rolling with. Definitely not the easiest, but I'm willing to do anything that it takes to get my body to a healthier place. And if fasting is the way to do it, then that's what we're gonna do. And when it comes to fasting, there's only one main thing you'll be consuming, and that's water. So I tried to make that water as good as it possibly could be. Luckily, I had some help from my new channel sponsor. Epic Water Filters has options for under the sink filtration, in the fridge pitchers, and on the go bottles. Their pure filter pitcher removes over 200 contaminants and has a filter life of 3 to 4 months. Its sub-micron filtration removes up to 99.9% of contaminants from tap water. Their water bottles have 2 filter options, the Every Tap filter to be used with faucets at home, and the Everywhere filter that can be used on outdoor adventures. The company is focused on reducing single-use plastics through water filtration. They even have a recycling program where you can send in your used filters and get a filter back for free. So if you're looking to improve the water you drink and reduce your plastic use, check out the link in the description and use code Jansen to get 15% off your first order. Big shout out to Epic Water Filters for providing me clean water through my fast and being one of my first sponsors here on the channel. And without further ado, let's go see how I'm doing with my weight. Well, it's that time of the week again. Time to go get weighed. As you guys already know, this week has gone really well. I stuck to my 5-day water fast, and we should see some weight lost on this scale. Before I went to bed last night, I tested my ketones one more time, and they actually did get up to that 3 range that I got to in my last fast, which was kind of surprising given the fact that I was far more active in my last fast than I was for this one, because I was working on a short film. And it was a low-budget short film, so I was filling many different roles. After reflecting upon things a bit last night, I realized that part of the reason this fast might have been so much more difficult was because I was trying to do too many things at once. My endocrinologist had actually told me that apple cider vinegar can have effects on cholesterol, and so I thought, oh, okay, well, I'll start incorporating that this week as well. Well, taking apple cider vinegar on an empty stomach, not recommended. I think that's where a lot of like my uneasiness feeling was coming from, and even still to this morning, even though I took it like 2 days ago, I still have a little bit of like uneasy feeling in my gut. So take note, if you're ever gonna try a prolonged fast, do not take apple cider vinegar during your fast. Bad idea. Something else that I find really notable ever since my surgery, and maybe this is because of the fasting, I'm not quite sure which is causing it, but I seem to be having a lot better quality of sleep, and I seem to be getting tired, sleeping, and waking around the same hour, and it's fairly early in the morning for what I was used to. I'm waking up around 7:30 in the morning. Again, another area in which hormones are highly involved is in your sleep. So I think that we're starting to actually see some of the benefits of getting my hormones more under control. It's really nice to be up and awake and like utilizing the morning, because I've never been that person. I've never been someone who's been able to really utilize this time. It definitely feels good to be this productive this early. Also, this shirt is really comfortable. My wife got it for me, and she shipped it to the house, and I don't know what material this is, but it's like a little bit stretchy. It's really nice. It's a really nice shirt. Anyway, let's go see what the scale says today. Wow. Oh, wow. 10, 11 pounds down from 5 days ago. Wow. I don't even know what to say to that. I have no idea what to say to that. Holy smokes. Now, I will say, we have to keep our expectations within the realm of reality. Some of it can be water weight from a fast like this. Now, granted, I don't think it's going to be that much from water weight, because I was coming off only 2 days of eating, and I didn't have that much in those 2 days. But in the same vein, I'm gonna gain some of that weight back as I have some food here again in the next 2 days. But holy smokes, 480. I also, I wasn't as active on this one. That's why I wasn't expecting to lose as much as I did this time. But to me, that's a really good sign, actually. That's a really good sign that what we're doing is working, because my body seems to be more efficient at burning through the fat. Because this is more than I lost with the last 5-day fast. This is more than I lost with the last 5 days. What? It's working. I think it's actually working. I think my insulin is coming down. This is what I've been fighting so hard for ever since we found out that I had my parathyroid adenoma. Emily and I have been working so hard to get to this point where my body just functions the way it's supposed to. And I think we're getting there. I think we're getting there. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for being here, for supporting me through it all. I'll see you in the next one. Have a wonderful week. Fast broken at 132 hours and 27 minutes. Feels good.